Saturday night. The main event that you've got, Hamzah Sheeraz, British boxing's young boxer of the year, 15-0 middleweight now. He's knocking people out for fun, and he's got the toughest test of his career against this man here, Francisco Torres. And what about Mark Heffron against Lennox Clarke? This is a fight that's been called for a good couple of years now. It's got war written all over it, and that's a good place to speak to Frank about it. Frank, I mean, you love fights like that. Heffron Clarke, come on, talk to me.
You just said it, it's a war. I mean, they're two fighters, and when they get in the ring, give it all. I mean, really do give it all, and I think this is going to be a bit of a cracker. This is, you know, it's one of those fights as well, you know, the winner's going to go on. I'm not saying it's going to be the end of the world for a loser, but, you know, the winner will move on quickly. So it's up to making a statement on the night, and I mean, you look at their records, the both of them, they've got good, you know, good win rates, great win rates, and you know that the experience they got between them is going to be something a little bit special. I think it's going to be a real cracker.
There's an IBF Intercontinental title on the line as well as the British and Commonwealth, so the stakes are high and there's a lot on the line.
Rankings, it's a top 10 ranking, so they know what's at stake. When you get the top 10 ranking, that means that your money goes up.
Absolutely. Well, let's speak to Mark Heffron. Mark, welcome back. Happy birthday for tomorrow, is that right? No, Boxbet's got it wrong there. No, because I was going to say about birthday beats and stuff like that, but no. How are you feeling heading into Saturday night?
Well, first I'd like to say a massive thank you to Frank for this huge opportunity. We're looking forward to it.
What do you think of Lennox Clarke?
I said it time and time again, I think he's a very good fighter. Coming from the background, like he's had being an unlicensed fighter, he's done really good. He's obviously to win the British and the Commonwealth.
Where does he rank in terms of your opponents so far? Obviously, Liam Williams, Denzel Bentley, they're kind of the two top guys, it feels like, that you've boxed so far. Where do you rank Lennox Clarke?
I rank him right up there with him, yeah. Definitely is up there with Denzel and Liam. I think he's a big, strong fighter. And I think he's going to bring the best out of me.
Well, Lennox, I'd like you to pick up your mic. Let's have a chat. Welcome back. It's been, what, 14 months? Long time. Where you been?
Yeah, I've been out unluckily with injury. I'm back now, fit, and I'm ready to go. Played very well and very hard for 12 rounds. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to Saturday night. I'm coming in this fight as a challenger to relaunch myself and get right back in there. 14
months out. Mark Heffron's quite a tough ask for your first fight back. What do you think?
Yeah, Mark's a good, tough, strong fighter, and I believe our fight's got the making of a fight of the year, but I believe I've got the beating of him. I'm fit, I'm strong, and as I said, I'm starving for success and to get back on track where I left off knocking out Willie. So yeah, man, I'm ready to go.
You've mentioned a couple of times there, you know, starving for success. You said you're going into the fight as the challenger, even though you're actually the champion heading into this. How important is it for you to have and retain that challenger mentality?
Yeah, of course, and I'll always look at things like that as well. I come in, I'm going to give it my all, 110% from me, and I believe me at 110% smoked Mark Heffron, and I believe I'm bringing something completely different to what Mark's been up against in his career.
At 100%, Mark, he smokes you. It sounds like he's at 100%. How do you think it's going to play out?
Have to wait and see on Saturday night.
This is your third time challenging for a British title. There's Liam Williams, Denzel Bentley, as we said. Is this sort of, are you treating this like your last chance? Is it now or never?
Yeah, definitely it's now or never. But I feel like I'm more than ready for this opportunity now, and Saturday night we'll see.
You're back with Joe Gallagher. You started your career with Joe Gallagher. You're back with him now. Do you feel like a settled fighter? Do you think that's going to add an element to you potentially winning on Saturday?
Definitely, yeah. Joe's been working me extra hard. Got me 110% ready. He's brought some big, strong sparring partners in. Yeah.
Do you think you can impose yourself on Lennox Clarke? He's a big, strong guy. You've said it plenty of times. You up at super middleweight, you tend to hurt people, you tend to knock them out. Do you think you can hurt and impose yourself on Lennox Clarke?
Definitely, if I land, when I do land, I'll definitely hurt him. Yeah.
Lennox, you said about Willie Hutchinson, you said you took his best shots and you broke his heart in that fight. Do you think you can break Mark Heffron's heart on Saturday?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, after he's lost to Denzel Bentley, he hasn't boxed anyone. You're touching down there on Joe Gallagher. He's had more coaches than anyone in boxing, so there's going to be no game there, you know. And listen, I'm just hungry. Anyone at our division, our weights can punch. So we've all been working on our defences. So it's going to be a good fight, and I'm well excited and glad to be a part of it.
We sent a camera up to your gym a couple of weeks ago, and you said that you won't have to go looking for Mark Heffron. You said he'll be walking onto some big shots and you'll get him out of there. Do you stand by that?
Yeah, obviously if I hit anyone clean on the chin, then they're going. And you know, so at some point in that fight I am going to land on Mark. You know, so yeah, it's going to be exciting. And as I said, it's going to be a fan-friendly fight. Everyone's going to enjoy it. What's
the key to you winning this fight?
Listen, no one wants it more than me when I get in that ring. From round 1 to round 12, I'm hungry, I'm starving, and I'm going to be coming. So yeah, I think that's going to be the difference.
Mark, what's the key to you winning this fight?
I'm fully prepared for 12 rounds. If it goes 12 rounds, yeah. So I'm ready for 12, a good solid 12. But if the knockout comes, the knockout comes.
And if that knockout does come and you finally win the British title, get the Commonwealth with it, get the IBF Intercontinental as well, how much does that mean to Mark Heffron?
It means the absolute world to me.
You've not had an easy year, you've gone through quite a lot as well, so it feels like it would be a big moment in your life and your career.
Yeah, I lost my mum this year, like, I know mum's looking down on me, and get the win for it.
Alright, well look, Lennox Clarke is here, Mark Heffron is here. I want you to just look across the table to Lennox. Lennox, please lean forward. Anything you want to say to him before Saturday night?
No, nothing.
Anything you want to say, Lennox?
We've said what we've got to say, so we'll leave it down to Saturday now.
Alright, an absolute cracker. I think it's going to be a very violent affair on Saturday night. Lennox Clarke defending his British and Commonwealth super middleweight titles against Mark Heffron, IBF Intercontinental title on the line as well. Hamzah Sheeraz, young boxer of the year, 15-0, taking on Francisco Torres, the man here to my left. Francisco, let's speak with you first. How are you feeling heading into this fight? And we've got a translator over there as well who's going to...
La verdad que estoy muy contento y me siento realmente bien para mañana, para el día de la pelea, y realmente esto es algo especial para mí.
I'm very happy for being here, and I really prepare for this fight.
Hamzah has knocked out his last 9 opponents in a row. What made you say yes to this fight with Hamzah Sheeraz?
A ver, esto es un reto, yo soy boxeador, este es mi trabajo y realmente me gusta hacer lo que hago. Me ofrecieron este reto que para mí es importante y por supuesto que acepté el desafío.
I'm a boxer, this is my job, and I love what I do, so that's why I accepted the fight.
What sort of boxer are you? For anyone here that hasn't seen you box before, what can you tell us about your style?
Yo me considero que soy un boxeador, quizás a mucha gente no le puede gustar, pero yo soy un boxeador como corresponde. Mi estilo es justamente lo que dicen los libros, en cuanto a cómo se tiene que defender y cómo tiene que atacar.
My boxing style is as book says, in how to defend and how to attack.
Is that all he said?
That was it.
It's kind of, something about defending and attacking, which is obviously very, very good. Tell us about this draw with Jose Benavidez. Do you feel as though you won that fight?
Sí, o sea, cuando vi la pelea dije, merecía ganar yo, pero bueno, los jueces vieron empate y eso es algo del pasado. Ahora viene algo nuevo.
Yes, I'm convinced that I won the fight. The judges saw a draw, but so we have to advance for something new.
And finally, Francisco, what do you think of Hamzah Sheeraz?
No, es un boxeador realmente bueno, por eso estoy bastante contento de enfrentarme a él. Yo creo que un boxeador sigue aprendiendo siempre y justamente como aprende con desafíos como este. Realmente es un muy buen boxeador y estoy muy contento de poder competir con él.
I think he said he's going to knock you out. I don't know. Go on. What did he actually say? Did he say that? Did he? Can we pretend? What did he say? Yeah.
He's a very good fighter. I am very happy for having him as an opponent. So I'm very happy for being here.
Okay, fantastic. Well, let's speak to Mr. Hamzah Sheeraz. It's welcome back. This is your first fight as Young Boxer of the Year. How are you feeling heading into it?
Yeah, first and foremost, I'd like to thank the Almighty Allah. I'd like to thank Frank Royal and I'd like to thank my team for allowing me to be here today, allowing me to headline. And yeah, going back to what you're saying, Deb, feeling great. Camp's been great. I'm in good spirits. Finally at 160, second fight at it, and we've got a good opponent in front of us, and we're ready to go.
It is a good opponent, isn't it? I mean, we're looking at him. We had a little joke earlier. I said, looks a bit like Bradley Skeet. I mean, I don't know, you can decide for yourselves, but Bradley Skeet gave you a few problems back in December, right? Obviously, you knocked him out, you got him out of there in the end, but he asked you a few questions, and you didn't get to answer those questions because you didn't really get the rematch with him. Is this your opportunity to show that you have learnt since that fight?
Yes and no, to be honest with you. Yes, in terms of it answers the public and everyone who saw that fight, but me, Ricky and my team, after the Skeet fight, we went back in the gym, worked on the basics, got back in the Jed Smith fight and made it happen quite easy, to be honest with you. But yeah, listen, that's all past me now. I got obviously Francisco in front of me on Saturday night, and yeah, in terms of that, it is what it is, and we prepared, and like I said, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting in there with someone who is going to ask me a few questions, going to test me in certain ways, but like I said, nothing we're not prepared for.
Is that what you're expecting then? Because at the end of his fight with Benavidez, I watched their post-fight interviews, and Benavidez said this guy was running all night, and all the commentators were just saying, no, he was boxing. Are you expecting him to be tricky, awkward, make you really think in there?
Yeah, to be honest, he can do whatever he wants. He can come forward, he can box on the back foot, he can do whatever really. He can fly for all I care, do you know what I mean? But yeah, listen, me and Ricky and the team and Taz and everyone, we prepared, and to the best of my ability as well. I've done everything in my power to make sure Saturday night I put on a performance, not just for myself but for everyone as well, and especially I think headlining for the first time, I've definitely got to, do you know what I mean, got to come and give a show.
Well, you are on a streak, 9 knockouts in a row. It's I think there's only a couple who are doing that. Sam Noakes has got plenty as well. Fabio Wardley's doing the same sort of thing. Could you make it 10 Saturday night? Is that the plan?
I mean, yeah, it's a competition between us, isn't it? It's a little. I saw it on Twitter not long ago. It is a competition between us, and yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully doing that. But listen, I'm not going to go looking for it because I think the last time I went looking for it in like my second or third fight, it never come, and I ended up winning that fight by like 1 round or something like that. So yeah, I learned my lesson a long time ago.
Frank, tell us about Hamzah here. He's he's 23 years old, 15-0. It feels like to me, you can correct me if I'm wrong, it feels like he's now stepping from prospect to contender. What do you think?
Well, excuse me, I think the boxing writers themselves said what he was, best young boxer of the year, and that has prospect written all over it. He's now, I think, moving on. This is a step now where he moves on from being a prospect to moving to another level. I mean, Francisco, he's got a tough Argentinian. I mean, all Argentinian fighters are tough guys. They come to fight, and I think it's going to be a real good yardstick to see how far he's come in his career. For me, he's done everything absolutely right. 15-0. I think he's a credit to boxing and the sport. He's very well spoken as a professional. He's a consummate professional. Him and his team. Ricky, great. He's a great trainer for him. He's really worked well with him. Cam, his father, and Taz. They've done a fabulous job between them all in making sure all his preparations are spot on. And you know, he invests in himself. His purses that he gets, he invests in his future, you know, in his career. And I genuinely feel he's one of the best young prospects in the country, and I'm hoping after this weekend they look at him and say, there's a guy that we all feel can win a world title. And I do believe he's capable of doing it, but you know, he's going to have his hands full on Saturday. He's going to have his hands full, but I think he can do it. And he's not a bad-looking fella. He looks the part, doesn't he? He's the old clobber's good. He gets himself together. He looks the part, as I say. And for me, I think I think he's one of our best young fighters, or certainly one of the best young fighters in this country, if not the world.
Hamzah, there's a WBC silver middleweight title on the line. With that comes a ranking. With that means, hey, maybe it's only harder fights from here on in. Do you feel as though this is the fight that sort of puts you quite seriously in the conversation for the next step? I heard you talk about Eubank. Obviously, you're not going to look past Francisco Torres, but it puts you in conversations for fights like that.
Yeah, of course it does. Of course it does. It gives me a top 6 with the WBC as well. So it gets my name in that mix. But like I said, I don't want to get ahead of myself at the end of the day. I've got Saturday night to get the job done, and then hopefully we can talk more after that.
Well, look, I'm going to just bounce back to Francisco Torres with translator. What's your prediction for Saturday night, Francisco?
Pain.
No, la predicción es que, bueno, va a ser una gran pelea. Obviamente yo sueño con ganar la pelea, trabajé para eso, así que yo voy a decir, siempre voy a creer en mí, así que voy a ganar la pelea.
It's going to be a great fight. I believe myself, and I work for it, so I think I'll be the winner.
Okay, and finally, Hamzah Sheeraz. Obviously, Francisco believes he will be the winner. Tell us why you believe you will be the winner on Saturday night and pick up that WBC silver middleweight title.
Simply because I'm going to do what Benavidez can do. Simple as that. I'm going to do what he couldn't do. And just like I said, I've been preparing to the best of my ability, and Saturday night I'm looking forward to it.
Perfect. Well, Frank, let's sign this one out. Cracker. Saturday night. Summer sizzler.
A summer sizzler. It's going to be hotter inside than it is outside, that's for sure. And I think we're going to get really good fights. This is the best young talent in the country. Some of the best young talent. And they've got a great platform to make a statement on, as I said earlier. So go and do the business, boys, and go and sell yourself to the public, because this is how you do it. Go out there and do the business. Good opponents, good fighters. You know, everybody at this table can fight. So we're going to get some good fights.
Including me, maybe?
I might have to fight you.
Probably not me. Okay, well, look, the guys that can fight are going to do a face-off very shortly. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on Saturday night. Do not miss this.